Hello everyone and welcome to the presentation of our startup idea called Reincarnation. The name is indeed symbolic since we are witnessing here the rebirth of car data that is so valuable but unfortunately has not been used a lot so far. Usually vehicles are the main sources of pollution, frustration, accidents on roads, but when connected, they're also the best source of accurate traffic-related data. Here are several problems. Nowadays, due to increased urbanization and usage of cars, it becomes more and more critical for metropolitan areas, for agglomerations to manage traffic issues. For example, the difficulty to find parking spaces or road congestion. On the other hand, often we witness the sudden breakdown due to ignorance of car health that further leads to high-cost repair. In case of emergency situations, the services may be delayed and due to late response of victims that would be critical to saving a life. And here are several solutions that we propose, several services that would help our customers to deal with these problems. First of all, free space detection provides a map of vehicles and shows the availability of parking spaces, which means that before leaving your home, you can find out which places on which streets and avenues are free in order to park, and even you can book that parking space for the nearest, let's say, 2 or 3 hours. Apart from that, traffic congestion analysis, optimization of routing in order to reduce the delivery time. That is most of all applicable to logistics and delivery companies. Apart from that, vehicle health monitoring, it reduces the breakdown risk with predictive maintenance in order to predict which parts of the car are likely to be broken. That is all stored in one application, and for example, I'm getting a notification that in 3 days you have to change your oil in order not to exacerbate the situation of your car. Moreover, the emergency call system, real-time emergency call for rescue services. That would be very, very critical to save many, many lives at the car accidents. And apart from that, we are providing the road hazards, so as to say, also before leaving home, you can identify on which routes there are construction sites or which roads are frozen in winter, so that you avoid using those streets and avenues when choosing your road to work or to any other place. Related to our market size, the total available market is 1.4 billion cars. Serviceable available market is 1.4 million cars related to our region, to Azerbaijan, and serviceable obtainable market is about 420,000 cars, with the main focus on the biggest city of Azerbaijan, Baku. The more market is going to increase in size, because the increase in the number of cars will be definitely taking place in the nearest 5 or 10 years, and thus more available data, more available internet, and the boom of IoT devices also will accelerate and facilitate the increase in number of the cars. The business model of reincarnation is business to customer model, which is applicable to any business where there is a transaction between the consumer and the service. But we also plan to expand our services to B2B, so as to say business to business, and B2G, business to government business models, but that's for the future. For now, our main focus is business to consumer. Our key values are efficiency, safety, convenience, and sustainability. As to efficiency, those services are low delivery time, fastest route, road hazards, as also it was mentioned before. Safety, of course, insurance companies, emergency situations, driver behaviors. For example, if any car is driving very fast, that could be, that data would be crucial in order to identify that driver and to take specific needed regulations. And also the information on car accident can be delivered to insurance companies in case the road cameras were not working, or just in general for better assessing the situation of a car accident. Apart from that, the convenience, of course, parking spots that have already been mentioned, one common platform and secure data transfer that allows that is allowed, in fact, by our application that we'll be talking about in a bit. And of course, sustainability, that's onboard diagnostics, so as to say the car maintenance and repairs, and that data collected from all cars, if gathered in one common database, will be a great source for data for new cities, for smart cities, and we can even call it the ready-to-go solution when building any city from the scratch. Here we can see our business canvas. Our main customers are drivers, of course, private research-oriented companies to which we can sell that data in the future, and logistics and delivery companies. For now, governmental institutions are our key partners, for example, the Ministry of Ecology and Natural Resources, to whom we can provide the data on temperature or air quality using the sensors installed on the cars, or even the Ministry of Emergency Situations, transport agencies, intellectual transport management systems, that is the part related to traffic, and of course the State Statistical Committee, in case if they just want to collect some data to provide statistics to the people, or just to analyze it, that would also be very useful. The overall procedure is very easy. First, any consumer has to subscribe, get all sensors checked and validated, and additional ones installed in case if needed. And after that, the only thing that's left is to drive. Of course, it goes without saying that even if all car data is shared, personal data will not be shared without the prior consent of the customer. The challenge itself required from us to simply propose the business model, but despite that, we decided to challenge ourselves even more and created a dashboard. That dashboard helps to visualize the historical and real-time data over the location, and then use this information for desired analysis. Here we can also see the interface of our application, where we can choose the date, we can choose the time, variables such as the density, air quality, or the plot that will be differing for depending on our choice. If it's scattered, it will be looking like this. If it's the heat map, it will be looking more like this. And that data using heat map or scatter plot allows us to visualize air quality, for example, on the roads. And our application would allow the researchers, road infrastructure specialists, and experts to explore, to analyze, and even export the collected data for use. Data obtained from each car is collected in the database, where it's processed and optimized, after which it is presented to users in the form of an online application with different charts, graphs, relevant data, and predictions for future rides. Data from the car is sent to the satellite, which then transmits it to the ground station and therefore to the database. There is also another option to do this. We could use the mobile networks such as 4G, 5G, but the amount of data is so big that it would be more preferable to use the satellite for that. And to realize that, we would be using the European Space Agency patented antenna that is called product antenna, and that would allow to transfer any data from car to the satellite. In fact, we're living in a century where a driver can be identified not only by personal information, but also indirectly by vehicle's identification number, location, trip patterns, such as driving to work and from work. And due to increasing cyber attacks, unfortunately, vehicles are under more risk, and this industry needs standard procedures and international regulations for automotive cyber security. To calculate the overall revenue, we created and filled out an Excel table with all costs such as employees, marketing, web and app maintenance. Also, we calculated income for each year and eventually obtained the generated revenue. Customer acquisition on different stages. Our potential customers will be acquired by different means. For example, when first launching, we'll be using more simple means such as social media, pay-per-click, referral marketing, online advertisement, and so on. And when we scale up and up, we will be using the radio advertisement, television, also some sophisticated methods such as customer relationship management, etc. In case of realization, plans for the nearest future are first creating the website, promoting it, creating the application, assessing, of course, the overall situation to evaluate the progress, and in case of being successful enough, presenting the product to other countries. And also, as I mentioned before, for future considerations, we are taking into account the integration to B2B and B2G business models. But for now, when we do not have enough data on our hands, we are more concentrated on business to customer business model. When we have sufficient amount of data, we will be considering switching to other business models and also suggesting, proposing our services to customers for free. And even in future projections, we are planning to give money to customers for the fact that they are sharing their data. But that's all for the future. For now, we have to preliminary start from something, and that is the best business model, business to consumer in this case. And here is the team that I can proudly call a dream team. Asif was responsible for the data security and overall realization process. Rashad was in charge of the programming part, designing the dashboard. Rustam was helping us with another dashboard and also simulating the car's motion. Elçin was responsible for acting, as we called him, devil's advocate and putting forward challenging questions. And me, Laman, I was in charge of the overall coordination and communication, as well as the graphical design of the presentation. And during the past 24 hours, we worked really hard by trying to come up with a top-notch idea as well as an appealing presentation. And we really do hope that you liked it. And of course, in case if you have any questions, you are always welcome to ask and reach us out. And what is more important, do not forget to download our application when it's ready to go. Thank you very much for your attention.